Hello, ladies. So today I want to discuss the concept of two being better than one and the lies that a lot of women tell you on the internet. So I'm going to show you a few clips of my weekend while I talk about this really important topic to me, especially for young women who are trying to figure out life and where they want to be in a few years or when you enter your 30s and your 40s. So we did a lot this weekend. We went out to eat because, we always go out to eat. I got some new glasses and we just had a really good time. So I'll show you some clips from that while I talk about a very serious topic. Now, I know there's this controversial element to relationships. You all know I have a platform over on Wifey for Lifey group where I talk about marriage, dating, love, the covenant, all of the things that are really important to me and for young women who desire to be married and have families if they want to do that. I recently did a post about how my platform is not about telling women that they should get married. I really don't care if you get married or not if you do not desire that in your heart. But I also want to come against the culture in regards to the lies that are told to women. I think when you look at social media and you look at YouTube, you see women that are doing a lot of things. They're doing big things. They're moving into their own places. They're shopping. They're traveling. And all of that looks good. I mean, those are all things that I do. But the truth of it is that is not happening for the average woman. I mean, if you look at the average median salary for a woman compared to a man, it's lower. And a lot of these women do have families, and everybody is not balling out of control. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a delusion. They want us to think that. If you want to live a life that you love, it's going to take planning, it's going to take work, and it's going to take being smart. I personally know that being with my husband has improved my quality of life way more than if I was a single woman. And this is not because I'm uneducated. I am educated. I have multiple streams of income. I am obviously able to stand on my own 2 feet, but I don't have to because I have someone looking out for me. I have someone covering me. I have someone who's traditional, who wants to be that man in my life. And I want to be that woman in his life. And I think you just need to move away from a lot of these toxic conversations online about women and men, because most of it is not true. When you don't have the right heart, when you don't have the right discernment out here in the world, well, yeah, you're going to have a lot of problems. Because maintaining a long-term marriage is going to require a certain level of maturity, a certain level of spirituality, a certain level of understanding how to build a life with someone else. And I'm just here to tell you, it's easier with the man. It's just easier. It is. I'm not going to sit here and continue and let these people lie to you. It's easier when you have a man. It is easier when you have someone to say, hey, take off work for a while, do your thing, start your business, go explore your hobbies, go explore your talents. It's easier when you have someone saying to you, hey, I'm here to help you. Where do you need help? I'm here to support you. And that's what happens in a covenant. In a covenant, you come together and you work together and you build together and you're there for each other through all the ups and downs of life. And it is such a beautiful thing. And so many people who don't have that are always talking about relationships. It is interesting because that's kind of what started this whole war on YouTube with me. Like it was a whole thing of like, oh, well, I'm not married, but I can talk about what it's like to have a good man and, be stable and be considered the preference. And it's like, no, you can't, because you can't even get it yourself. It's really pathetic. And no one has to be a beauty queen. No one has to be, a millionaire to get into a healthy, productive relationship where you are on the road to financial stability and building a life for you and for your family if you have a family. And a lot of people who are talking about relationships, they just aren't qualified. They have no evidence but failure after failure to speak from. And this is detrimental to young women. This is detrimental to society as a whole, because we're coming to a point now where a lot of women are getting a lot of messages from social media from people who are not living the life that most average people live. Most average people, we have a budget, right? We have a budget. We know what we can do. We know what we can't do. We just can't be willy-nilly and go shopping all the time and do whatever we want. We have a system, and social media doesn't show that aspect. They show you either a percentage of people who are doing really well or people who are not telling you the whole story. I mean, why do you think OnlyFans is so big? Why do you think Thotting It Up is so big? Because people need money. So when you see women arrive to a certain point in their life where they're able to control their time, create their own streams of income, create businesses, spend time with their family, have freedom of movement, take advantage of various opportunities that benefited us, you're seeing what our decisions were from a very young age. And I think that is one of the most impactful things to do in your life while you are growing and maturing, is to make good decisions, especially when it comes to who you date, who you are sexually interactive with, who you choose to marry, how you choose to start a family. These are all things that are going to affect you in the long run. And so there's a lot of outrage right now with the video that's going around with the man who says he has 7 kids by 7 different women. And people are really acting outraged, but it's humorous to me because this has been going on for many, many, many years, you know, but it's really no different than how most people move in society today. It's all about hooking up, right? And then when you want to settle down, it becomes a little bit harder because people are set in their wicked ways. And that's why if you know you're a traditional woman, you're a woman that really does want to settle down with a good, godly man that is going to be faithful and loyal to you. I mean, that starts very early in your 20s. You know, your habits are going to affect you in your late 30s and 40s. In the society that we live in today, it's not the time to, you know, do it alone. If you have to do it alone, okay. Like if I had to do it alone, right? If I had to pay all of my bills, if I had to get out there and hit that floor every day, if I had to spend all of my time working, trying to make money so that I can flex and I can do this and I can do that and I could show people I'm successful. Like if I had to do that, okay. But I don't have to do that because I have someone in my corner. And so many of us have a man in our corner that is supporting us, and family. You know, we have family that have created outlets for us to be successful, and they've given us support. And this is why nuclear families are so important. And I just wanted to put the message out here that stop listening to these people. Stop. Especially people who have no experience in a long-term marriage. I mean, I'm talking about a decade, 2 decades, being able to grow with someone and learn and do life together. They do not know what they're talking about. They do not have the knowledge or life experience to help you in the area of being positive about relationships and being positive about your life, and knowing that you can have morals and values and belief systems, and you can find a man that aligns with your beliefs so that you guys can live an abundant life. You can live a functional life that's full of joy and happiness and love, and you could reach your goals together, and you can do all of those things that you always wanted to achieve. So it is totally possible for love, happiness, joy, honesty, loyalty, dedication, faithfulness. That is possible. Just because there are many people here on the internet and who you may encounter in real life who are negative, who have never experienced that, that doesn't mean that has to be your story. You can get out here and work hard and get a group of friends that are on your same wavelength. You can find a spouse, a partner who wants to build a life with you, because I'm going to be honest with you. I am old enough now and I've had enough life experience now to tell you wholeheartedly, two is always better than one. You're always going to be able to do more. You're always going to have more flexibility with your time, because we are not celebrities, right? All of us don't have housekeepers and cooks and trainers and a bunch of resources where we can still live out our dreams and our goals and our passions and the things that God has put on our heart and still be able to make a good income. That's not reality. That's social media. So don't forget that you can want a relationship, okay? You can want to build a network with people. You can want to get out there and find a way where you can live life that doesn't require you to work day and night for just a mediocre salary. You can build streams of income for yourself. You can connect with a partner that will support you and love you and adore you. And don't let people stop you from being positive and going for your dreams and your purpose in life. Because what's being talked about these days is toxic, toxic, toxic.